Hello everyone and welcome back. They are the voice of the land, the breath of the deep forest, the memories that have never slept on this ancient ground. From Pohatan and Masasoid to Pretty Shield and Iron Tail, each stands as a living embodiment of courage, wisdom, and the unyielding identity of native peoples. Through official historical records, advanced restoration software, and modern AI technology, their faces now return. Vivid, proud, and powerfully real. Who would you like to meet next? Leave a comment below. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Pohatan circa 1545–1618, whose real name was Wahun Senekov, was the powerful leader of the Pohatan Confederacy in the Tidewater region of Virginia. He is best known as the father of Pocahontas and the main negotiator with the English settlers at Jamestown. Though he initially pursued peace and trade, Powhatan also defended his people fiercely. His legacy remains both legendary and controversial, symbolizing native resilience, diplomacy, and the complex power dynamics of early colonization. Little Raven, circa 1810–1889, chief of the Southern Arapjo, was a gifted diplomat who led his people through the violent upheaval of the Great Plains era. Once a warrior, he became a key negotiator of the Medicine Lodge Treaty 1867, securing traditional hunting rights. Though ultimately confined to a reservation, he remained committed to preserving Arapjo language and culture. Little Raven stood as a bridge between two worlds, a calm, principled leader remembered for his wisdom, dignity, and unwavering dedication to his people. Eli Samuel Parker, 1828–1895, known in Seneca as Hassan no Anda, was the first Native American to serve as U.S. Secretary of the Interior, representing the Seneca Nation and breaking 19th-century racial barriers. An engineer, lawyer, and trusted aide to General Grant, he authored the official terms of General Lee's surrender in 1865. His life was a painful paradox, helping build the United States, yet dying in poverty as the government dispossessed his own people. Masasoid, circa 1581–1661, whose real name was Usiamiquin, was the supreme sachem of the Wampawag Confederacy in New England. He is best known for forging a historic peace treaty with the Pilgrims at Plymouth in 1621, helping them survive their early hardships through wisdom and remarkable diplomacy. Masasoid maintained peace for decades. His legacy remains a powerful symbol of hospitality and survival during the earliest period of colonization. Susette L Flesh, 1854–1903, known in Omaha as Inhata Tumba, was the first Native American to graduate from college in 1875, and one of the pioneering indigenous women in human rights, journalism, and public speaking. A member of the Omaha tribe, she became a powerful voice for Native rights, especially after the arrest of Panka Chief Standing Bear. Her moving speeches helped shift public opinion across the United States. Susette became a symbol of intellect, courage, and a guiding light for future generations of Native youth. Mataha circa 1638–1676, also known as King Philip, was the son of Chief Masasoid and leader of the Wanawag Confederacy. Initially seeking peace with the English colonists, he grew disillusioned by land seizures and cultural oppression. In 1675, Mataha led King Philip's War, one of the bloodiest conflicts of the colonial era. Though ultimately defeated, he became a lasting symbol of Native resistance and the high cost of defending sovereignty in the face of colonization. Chief Seattle, circa 1786–1866, known in Duwamish as Sale, was the legendary leader of the Duwamish and Suwamish tribes. In 1854, he delivered a timeless speech asking, "How can you buy or sell the sky?" Considered the first environmental declaration in human history. Though he signed land cession treaties to prevent bloodshed, he firmly defended the spiritual bond with ancestral land. The city of Seattle bears his name, honoring a leader whose wisdom and dignity still echo across cultures and generations. Mataha circa 1764–1824 was one of the greatest leaders of the Chaka Nation, renowned for his military strategy, oratory, and diplomacy. He acted as a vital intermediary between native tribes and the U.S. government. During the War of 1812, he allied with the Americans and fought against British forces and their native allies. A gifted statesman, Mataha once addressed the U.S. Congress and was buried with full military honors in Washington, D.C. Kaio circa 1780–1848. A controversial chief of the Sauk, was a gifted negotiator and a symbol of peaceful diplomacy. Though called a traitor by Black Hawk for supporting U.S. land cessions, he preserved 11,000 acres of ancestral land, founded bilingual schools, and secured tribal autonomy, a rare example of adaptation without assimilation. He balanced survival with cultural integrity. The city of Keokuk in Iowa bears his name, a lasting tribute to his wisdom, leadership, and native diplomatic legacy. Opatha, circa 1780–1863, was a prominent Creek leader famed for his oratory and support for alliance with the United States. During the American Civil War, he led thousands of pro-Union Creeks in a desperate flight from Confederate forces, resulting in several brutal battles in Indian Territory. Though forced to seek refuge in Kansas under harsh conditions, he is remembered as a steadfast defender of his people and a symbol of peace, loyalty, and resilience. Mangus, Colorado's circa 1793–1863, meaning red sleeves, was the legendary chief of the Chiricahua Apache, standing nearly 6'6" with unmatched tactical skill. He united Apache bands and led a fierce 30-year resistance against Mexican and U.S. forces. Captured and tortured to death under a flag of truce, his brutal killing sparked waves of retaliation, most notably by Geronimo. Mangus became an enduring symbol of Apache defiance and the warrior creed. Give me liberty, or give me death. Pretty Shield, 1856–1944. A respected elder of the Crow Nation, was one of the first Native American women to have her life story recorded for a non-Native audience. Through interviews with anthropologist Frank Linderman, she vividly preserved the oral traditions, herbal medicine, and spiritual heritage of the Crow people with compassion, clarity, and an extraordinary memory. Pretty Shield became a powerful symbol of indigenous womanhood and a guardian of living history and cultural identity. Mourning Dove, 1888–1936, whose real name was Christine Quintisquit, was one of the first Native American women writers. A member of the Okanagan tribe, she used literature to preserve Native languages, traditions, and folklore. Her most notable work, Kajawa, The Half-Blood, 1927, was the first novel written and published by a Native American woman. Mourning Dove is remembered as a courageous pioneer who brought indigenous voices into the landscape of American literature. Yellow Wolf, circa 1855–1935. The last resilient warrior of Nez Perce resistance survived the historic Battle of Bear Paw, 1877, and became the most truthful voice recounting the tribe's legendary 1,600-mile retreat. Though exiled to Oklahoma, he tirelessly taught Nez Perce traditions to younger generations. Later, he worked with Lucullus McWhorter to record the war's memory. In 1915, he returned to ancestral Wallowa with Lawyer, a symbolic journey of reconciliation and the enduring strength of the Nez Perce people. Wasaki, circa 1804–1900, was a legendary leader of the Shoshone people renowned for his wisdom, bravery, and diplomatic skill. Throughout the 19th century, he protected the interests of his tribe while maintaining peaceful relations with the U.S. government. He was one of the few Native leaders to sign treaties that preserved tribal lands. Wiki was buried with full military honors and is remembered as a symbol of Native dignity, leadership, and loyalty. Elias Bodino, 1802–1839, born Galagina or Bukwati, was a pioneering Cherokee intellectual and journalist. He served as the first editor of the Cherokee Phoenix, the first bilingual Native American newspaper. Though controversial for supporting the Treaty of New Year's, Boudreaux believed it was the only way to preserve his people. He was later assassinated by fellow Cherokees for this stance, becoming a tragic symbol of internal division and sacrifice. Major Ridge, circa 1771–1839, was a distinguished Cherokee warrior who became a highly controversial leader. He once fought against the United States in the Creek War, but later supported modernization. In 1835, he signed the Treaty of New Yacht, agreeing to cede Cherokee land in exchange for autonomy, a decision that led to his assassination by fellow tribesmen under tribal law. His legacy remains a complex tragedy of Native leaders seeking survival and reconciliation with a rapidly changing world. John Ross, 1790–1866. Also known as Kuigui, was the most steadfast Cherokee leader in the fight to defend his homeland. Of mixed ancestry, he served as a bridge between native tradition and the U.S. government. Ross firmly opposed the Indian Removal Act and the Treaty of New Yacht, even taking the case to the Supreme Court. Though he failed to stop the forced relocation, he successfully rebuilt the Cherokee community and established a constitution, becoming a symbol of resilient and wise leadership amid adversity. Spotted Tail, 1823–1881. Known in Lakota as Sinta Gleska, was a brilliant Brule Lakota chief and diplomat. Once a warrior, he turned to peace and successfully negotiated the creation of the Great Sioux Reservation, the largest native territory ever recognized by the U.S. Fluent in English and versed in American law, he defended his people's rights. In 1881, he was assassinated by fellow tribesmen who viewed him as too conciliatory, a tragic end that reflected the dilemma faced by peaceful native leaders. Iron Tail, circa 1842–1916. A proud Oglala Lakota warrior fought at the Battle of Little Bighorn 1876 and was among the last chiefs to surrender after Wounded Knee, choosing a path of reconciliation. He joined Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, bringing the image of the Lakota to audiences across Europe and North America. His face was used for the iconic Buffalo nickel. His sudden death on tour, rumored to be poisoning, made him a symbol of native people caught between two worlds. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to share it with your friends and hit subscribe so you won't miss our next exciting content.